Continues with Robbo Ranks.
We play the freshest rhythms. Make sure you look on. Kaboom!
Go! Come on! In new music we trust.
On BBC Radio 1.
Are you ready? Come on! Now.
BBC Radio 1.
This programme contains some descriptions of violence that some people may find offensive. If you are easily offended, go to the BBC Radio 1 website to listen to another show.
Up in the sky. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's BBC Radio 1's Residency. One day, years ago, 3 superstar DJs fell to earth. Their only goal was to save the world one set at a time. Now, they've joined forces to become the defenders of Radio 1's Residency. They are Chucky, louder than a sonic boom. Heidi, deeper than the infinity of space and time. But this week it's Kutski, defender of the hardest beats, champion of the decks, a valiant, courageous fighter against the evil forces of anything under 140 beats per minute.
Yes, welcome to the show. Many thanks to Grimmy. My name's Kutski for the next 2 hours. I'm going to be bringing you the biggest, baddest hard dance and hardcore beats on Radio 1's Residency. Feel free to get in touch with the show. 81199 is the text number. We're live and direct in the studios and we want to hear from you. We want to know what you're up to tonight. As we said earlier, the unofficial start to the weekend for the raving crew. We're going to start things tough and techie, and we're going to get harder as the evening rolls on. First up, this is the brand new W&W Shotgun, and this is Kutski, the Residency.
DJ Kutski, BPMs faster than the speed of sound.
BBC Radio 1's Residency, Kutski, Chucky and Heidi on rotation.
Yes, Thursday night into Friday morning. You're in tune to BBC Radio 1's Residency with myself, Kutski. And if you've never tuned into the Residency before, I'm one of 3 DJs on rotation. Last week, Heidi was on there with all the sexy house and techno. And next week, Chucky's going to be here with the dirty Dutch house sound. But tonight, it's all about the hard beats with myself, Kutski. We've got big tunes coming up from Technoboy on the hardstyle scene, Gamma, Intraspekt, bringing us some breakbeat hardcore action. We've got the hardest record in the world, the Residents Association. We're going to be catching up with Danny Birch from Pam's House, big night up in Norwich. And at 1 a.m, sounds of the Wasted Penguinz in the Guestmix. Yeah, you heard me right. Wasted Penguinz. What are them guys all about? We'll be finding out soon enough. This is Kutski Radio 1.
Kutski, BPMs faster than a speeding bullet.
Devastating mashup in the background now. Sounds of Z mashed up with Technotronic by the Organ Donors. They call this one Pump Action Shotgun. I was out at Storm in Colville last weekend with the Organ Donors. Smashed it as they always do with the tough and techie sounds. Let's get some text on the go. Shout to Anthony in Northern Ireland, ready for the weekend. Jason in West Kirby says, good back to have you on the airwaves, Kutski. Shout to Jack in Belfast. Revising for his exams. I like that one, I haven't heard that one before. Revising. It's good. I have to use that if I have any more exams. Shout to Julie in Manchester. Shout for her 28th birthday, 28 today. Shout to Craig and Kirsten in Crystal Palace. Doing a 1,000-piece puzzle and raving. I'm not sure if this is going to help or not, but I like your style. Also big up to Johnny in Ayrshire. Says love for the Scottish raving crew. Always love for the Scottish raving crew. Big stuff. 81199 on the text if you want to get in touch. You can email the Residency at bbc.co.uk or head to the Twitter and Facebook pages. I'm sure you know where all they belong by now.
Kutski's beats, scarier than a bat out of hell.
This is a journey into sound.
Keeping things moving now, we're taking things tougher. It's time to get in the mix with some hardstyle beats. This one's something new that I got sent through from Technoboy during the week. Going back to his old school hardstyle roots with this one. Kick and bass action. And he calls this one Nothing New. With new, NU, little play on the new style vibe. Don't worry if you're not too into the hardstyle scene and you're not really catching that reference.
New colour, new dimensions, new values.
Just enjoy the beats. It's Kutski, the Residency, Radio 1.
Kutski's Hardstyle Mix. BPMs faster than a subatomic particle accelerator.
Into sound.
Come again. To the top. Let me come again.
school beat. Down with the hard beats. Right now, track in the background, little DJ tool from Dr. Rude. This is the Tricky Nation mashup of Tricky and Zombie Nation. No prizes for guessing them two big European tunes. And this is a sound that they're calling bounce. It's really big in Belgium at the moment. It's kind of the evolution of the jump style sound. It was really big about 5 years ago. Coming back around.
Just close your eyes. Forget your name. Forget the world. Forget the people. Just close your eyes. Forget your name. Forget the world. Now go and say. Now go insane.
Let's get some shouts on the go from the Twitter crew. Shout to Joshua saying loving the midnight beats. Shout to Pete in Yorkshire, says even his goldfish are raving fish. Shout to Pete in Worcestershire. And also Martin, he says he wishes it was Friday night. Can't wait for the Wasted Penguinz guest mix. I had a sneaky little listen before. Trust me, it's worth staying up for. Coming up at 1 a.m. Shout to international listeners. Shout to Mart all the way from Estonia listening live, who got in touch on the Radio 1 Facebook page.
Now go insane.
Still to come on the show very shortly, we've got the hardest record in the world. And before that, the Residents Association. This week we're putting the spotlight on resident DJ for Pam's House, Danny Birch. Pam's House not being a person called Pam's House, it's a nightclub in Norwich. Maybe you know it. Have you been out raving there? I think if you're out that way and you're into your rave music, you may well have been. Let me know what it's like in there, you know, kind of You know, it sounds like a crazy little place. If you've been there, Pam's house, get in touch. 81199 on the text. It's Kutski on the Residency.
Till I reach the top, I'm never gonna stop. You can't hold me back. If I stay on track till I reach the top, I'm never gonna stop.
DJ Kutski, BPMs faster than the speed of sound.
If I stay on track until I reach the top, I'm never gonna stop. You can't hold me back. If I stay on track till I reach the top, I'm never gonna stop. You can't hold me back. If I stay on track until I reach the top, I'm never gonna stop. You can't hold me back. If I stay on track until I reach the top, I'm never gonna stop. You can't hold me back. If I stay on track till I reach the top, I'm never gonna stop.
DJ Kutski. BPMs faster than a subatomic particle accelerator.
Yes, it's Kutski on the Residency, BBC Radio 1, and it's that time of the show when we touch base with another resident DJ from a club around the country. And this week, we've got Danny Birch from Norwich on the phone. How's it going, mate?
Oh, yeah, mate. Yeah, all good, all good.
So you're a DJ, obviously, if you're a resident. How long have you been in the game for?
I started when I was about 10, and then got my first set of decks when I was 12, and I'm 28 this year. So, yeah, it's been a while.
So you've earned your stripes on the circuit. And how long have you been a resident DJ for?
Of course, PAMS. I won the competition in 2004, January, so it's been since then, really.
Excellent stuff. And you're the resident for a night called Pam's House, and that's not that you don't just go around to somebody called Pam's House and play records. This is an actual nightclub that we're talking about. I mean, tell us about this night. It sounds crazy.
It's pretty much massive entertainment on stage. You know, thousands of people, and you know, a little old part of East Anglia. That's a big place. So, like you say, you've played there a few times now yourself, and you've experienced that. What it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just that crazy atmosphere of it. I think crazy is the only word to describe it, really. Yeah. So what sort of DJs, you know, kind of are there? You know, what's the music? What's the vibe? What are people about there?
It's predominantly more of a hard dance event, but we go right through from trance right at the start. Hard house, hard dance, hardstyle, just a bit of everything, really. We just try to please everyone who possibly can.
And what sort of DJs have you warmed up for there?
Eddie Halliwell, Andy Whitby, Alex Kidd, pretty much the big household names.
And what would you say the most difficult thing about being a resident DJ is?
I think trying to be consistent, trying to add something new, because obviously with my mad haircuts and my mad hairstyles and the colours and stuff, so that's always quite hard to come up with new inventions with that, because obviously my fiance Claire, being the hairdresser, has to come up with ideas. So I think that's one of the real hard points, you know, just trying to please everyone.
That's what it's all about. And you've been a resident now for a long time then. It's obviously something that you really love. What would you say is the best thing about being a resident DJ for a club?
Being a resident for PAMS, it's like being part of that whole family feeling, and just to play in front of thousands and thousands of people, which I've never had the chance to playing for smaller promotions, because PAMS is the biggest, you know, hard dance event in the east of England, full stop. To have that is brilliant.
Excellent stuff. And Danny, you're going to drop us a track now that represents the sounds of Pam's House. What are you going to play for us?
It's Luca Antolini versus Steve Hill. It's Heat 2012.
Cheers, Danny. Let's hear the track.
Residents Association.
I call you here, call you here, call you here, call you here, call you here.
Residents Association.
thanks to Danny Birch, who joined us for this week's Residents Association, representing the sounds of Pam's House. And he drops us this track in the background, wicked stuff. Luca, Antolini and Steve Hill, Heat 2012. And thanks to everyone who's been in contact, including Paul, who says Pam's House is awesome, he loves it there. And also someone that didn't leave their name, but we love this one in the studio. Pam's House isn't a place, it's a state of mind. Deep for hard dance music. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch, text 81199, email theresidency@bbc.co.uk. If you're on Twitter, BBC R1, and Facebook, BBC Radio 1. If you've only just tuned in, you've missed music from the Organ Donors, Code Black and Nitrouz. But don't worry, because we've got plenty more music coming up for you, including the hardest record in the world very shortly.
Radio 1. Kutski.
I do not seem to understand right from wrong anymore.
One more before we get into the really hard stuff this week. Sounds of Dark by Design, Manchester's finest, with Canadian producer KloneZ on the remix. I've not heard too much from either of these guys recently, so very glad to have this one come through on Sean T's new label, Universal Nation. They call this one No Justice. Hardest record coming up shortly.
Inviolable justice. That is worse than the mess that we find ourselves.
It's The Residency on BBC Radio 1.
Shouts from the Twitter crew. Shout to Damien and Johan, and shout to the Facebook crew, Chris, Joe and Drew. Plenty more shouts coming up shortly if you want to hit us up.
Inviolable justice. That is worse than the mess that we find ourselves.
So now we're going to go into the hard and dark world of underground European hardcore as we go in for the hardest record in the world right now. And this week, I wanted to pay my own little tribute. It's the first time I've been on air since the passing of MCA from the Beastie Boys. Big Beastie Boys fan. I think they influenced many people in different styles of music. And you might not think, hip-hop and gabba go together that well, but this track that was released just a few months back really proves it is. From Neophyte and Tieum, two of the biggest players in the hardcore scene, two big legends. And what I want you to do for me is to text in on 81199. Text me in 3 words that you think describe this track when the beat drops on it. And trust me, it's gonna get heavy. Sounds of Neophyte Records. This is Les Saboteurs, and this is the hardest record in the world right now.
Yes, Kutski, this is the hardest record in the world right now.
3 words to describe this. 81199 is the number for the text. Go.
I am Mr. B, the gentleman rhymer, so pay attention. You're listening to the hardest record in the world.
Brutal stuff. sounds of Neophyte and Tieum, Les Saboteurs. 3 words to describe it, had loads of reaction on the text. We've got immense, awesome and dark, I think that's, yeah, they describe it. Brutal, banging and beastilicious. Like that one. Banging, banging and banging. That's for Jimbo in Portsmouth. You can't argue with him, can you? Fist, clenching, stomping. Yeah, we'll have that one. Mind-blowingly fierce. That's from Graham in West Yorkshire. Again, can't argue with that one. Spot on. Hard, fast and relentless. It's all about the hard beats, and this week's hardest record, I think we can truly say, is the hardest record in the world right now.
Hello.
Radio 1.
Exploring space gives us significance. It makes us part of a cosmic cycle, takes us beyond our own life.
Back into the mix now with some of the rougher hardstyle vibes. First tune up, big tune from house producer Hardwell, and an exciting remix from the man of the moment is Headhunterz. Getting an official remix on this, and this track is actually getting played out by a lot of guys in the house scene as well. Landmark moment for the harder styles. This is the Spaceman remix, Kutski on Radio 1.
Beyond our own life. Space might answer our most fundamental questions. Why are we here? Are we alone? Where did we come from? Space gives us significance. It makes us part of a cosmic cycle. It takes us beyond our own life.
Kutski, BPMs faster than a speeding bullet.
Universe. Universe. And speculating upon the bizarre and curious mysteries they might house, Universe. Universe. Universe.
You're in tune to Kutski on BBC Radio 1's Residency. Thanks for everyone who got in touch with the show on 81199, Facebook, Twitter and email. Let's give some shouts out. Shout to Damien and Martin in Leeds. Shout to Carl, who says his neighbours are getting into it. I'm assuming that they don't really have a lot of choice. Shout to Jack on Facebook, listening in Perth, Australia. Matt, who's loving the show. And shout on the text to Neil in Devon, who says he's supposed to be finishing his work, but he's loving the tunes. Too much to leave. Big tune out on the dance floors for me, this one. Technoboy, Tuneboy and Ellie with a track they call Promise Me. The Italians showing their love for the 80s, as they've done on many tracks before. And it's just, even tracks like this, you can kind of go, okay, yeah, I kind of understand where they're going. Dynamite on the dance floors. Can't argue with results. And if you're feeling this warm up to the weekend, don't forget, the dance music continues tomorrow night. 12 hours of dance, kicked off with Annie Mac from 7, Pete Tong from 9, Screamin' Benga at 11, and then at 1, the world famous Essential Mix with Nicholas Jar. Coming up very shortly, we've got Swedish hardstyle duo The Wasted Penguinz on the phone and in the mix with some wonderful hard dance beats. Don't go anywhere, it's Kutski.
Harder, Kutski. Harder.
Guns go boom boom and your guns go pow pow. Known to have a hottie open, I keep the shotty smoking. Fucking get half the holes in your body broken. I got the wild style, always been a foul child. My guns go boom boom and your guns go pow pow. Known to have a hottie open, I keep the shotty smoking. Fucking get half the holes in your body broken. I got the wild style, always been a foul child. My guns go and your guns go pow. Known to have a hottie open. Smoking, fucking get half the holes in your body broken. Come on, put it on and on and on. Come on, put it on, get down, put it on. Come on, put it on, represent, put it on, come on.
Yes, it's Kutski, BBC Radio 1, Thursday night into Friday morning, the unofficial start to your raving weekend. And right now, we've got a very special guest mix.
It's the guest mix on BBC Radio 1's Residency.
On the phone now, one of the big hardstyle acts from Sweden. We've got John and Pontus on the phone. How's it going, guys?
Hey! Yo, what's up, lad?
Cool. So, you guys, I have to say, have an absolute amazing name when it comes to, dance music. Everyone always says. I'm sure you've been asked this 1,000 times, but how did you come up with the name Wasted Penguinz?
Well, basically, we were just drinking in the studio, and we were brainstorming different names like Wasted Rabbits, and then Wasted something else. Somehow it ended up with Wasted Penguinz.
And I think it definitely catches, because I remember first time seeing the name, it's like, seeing a track come out by some guys called Wasted Penguinz, and I was like, I need to check out that track. These guys have to be amazing.
Exactly, yeah.
So anybody that doesn't know the Wasted Penguinz, how would you describe your music?
Euphoric style. Euphoric kind of style. We try to put a lot of emotions into our music.
We did.
Yeah, we did. Both with lyrics and melodies, just to get that epic feeling.
And you guys are big players within the hardstyle scene. How's the hardstyle scene out in Sweden?
Not really that big, really. We got some nice parties, but nothing that like sticks out really much.
But you guys play out a lot in, Europe and Belgium?
Yeah, we had a lot of gigs in Belgium and France, and some big festivals coming up in Holland as well.
Hardstyle, it's really thriving in Holland at the moment. For somebody that didn't know anything about hardstyle, they've never heard it before, how would you describe festivals that you guys play, such as DEFCON, for example?
It's really crazy.
Yeah, it's a festival where all people from all over the world come together, party, drink,
enjoy the music.
Yeah.
And you guys have been working together now for around 7 years, something like that. What would you say the secret to a successful partnership is? Has there been any fallouts over the years?
Yeah.
Well,
it sounds like a few drinks in the studio seems to gel things together well.
well, somehow we always end up making the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If I make a melody or Pontus makes a melody, whatever, and he puts his thing in it, and it becomes a whole new melody, and then it becomes a new track.
Excellent stuff. So, Wasted Penguinz, you're going to be in the mix for the next 30 minutes. Give us a little introduction of what's coming up.
We're playing like
4 new unreleased tracks.
And no one's heard them yet. Only this radio station, the best radio station in England, that's heard them.
Yep.
It's a very special mix, I think.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. This is the sounds of the Wasted Penguinz on Radio 1.
Guest mix on BBC Radio 1's Residency.
Let us know if this is getting you raving. If you're on Twitter, at BBCR1. If you're on the text, 81199 is the number. Via email, the Residency at bbc.co.uk. Or hit us up on the Radio 1 Facebook page. And if you could be a raving animal, like the Wasted Penguinz, who would you be? Producer Joe wants to be the raving rhino. I think I'll be Kutski the hardstyle hippo. I'm sure you can do better than that. 81199 on the text. Hit us up, Wasted Penguinz in the mix, Radio 1.
Guest mix on BBC Radio 1's Residency.
Back to that special moment when you felt like everything was possible. Well, nothing's changed. You've just grown with time. But it's times like these which define who you are. So hold on to your imagination and believe in what's true. This is your moment. moment.
BBC Radio 1's Residency.
My thoughts hiding in the dark, trapped and concealed within this hollow wall. Have to forget about the past and move on with my life. Take control and believe in myself for a while. It's like I'm running from my thoughts, hiding in the dark, trapped and concealed within this hollow wall. Have to forget about the past and move on with my life. Take control and believe in myself for a while. It's like I'm running from my thoughts, hiding in the dark, trapped and concealed within this hollow wall. Have to forget about the past and move on with my life. Take control and believe in myself for a while. It's like I'm running from my thoughts, hiding in the dark, trapped and concealed within this hollow wall. Have to forget about the past and move on with my life. Take control and believe in myself for a while. A while, for a while, a while, a while, what? Concealed within these hollow walls. It's like I'm running from my thoughts. It's like I'm running from my thoughts, hiding in the dark. It's like I'm running from my thoughts.
Guest mix on BBC Radio 1's Residency.
It's like a fantasy, except it's time for me to run away from all of this. The pain inside of me is taking over everything. From time to time I feel lost inside this melody. It's like a fantasy, except it's called reality. Reality.
BBC Radio 1's Residency with me, Kutski, this week representing the hard beats. And right now we're in the guest mix with the sounds of Sweden's finest hardstyle, the Wasted Penguinz. And we've got some quite amusing messages that have been coming in from different kinds of raving animals. You know, we've got the Wasted Penguinz, we've got Danny who wants to be the raving tiger, Tim's going to be a llama,
It's time for me to run away.
David's going to be a meerkat, Pete saying, can you have a raving hippo? I don't think he was too happy with my suggestion. I could be a hardstyle hippo, it's okay.
Like a fantasy, except it's called reality.
Lauren's the cheeky raving monkey, Wilbur's the seal, and John the raving kangaroo, because he's hopping mad. And we're getting lots of love for the Wasted Penguinz on the text. Benjamin is in Sweden. He says he's so happy that we got Wasted Penguinz in for the mix. So am I. Big fan of their music. Glad to get them on the show. Connor says, agrees with the Wasted Penguinz. This is the best station in the world, not just the UK. I agree with Connor as well. Shouts to Twitter. Sam saying Wasted Penguinz mix is sick. Gareth throwing some serious shapes to this mix. And shout to Tanya in Kentucky out in America, a devoted regular, loving the mix. We go back in, sounds of Wasted Penguinz.
Guest mix on BBC Radio 1's Residency.
far away, away from home, not coming back anymore. These empty thoughts run through my mind. It's like I'm blinded by the lights. It's like I'm blinded by the lights. I'm blinded, blinded, blinded. So far away, so far away.
BBC Radio 1's Residency.
Computer, activate media feed.
As you wish, your digitalness. Activating current news feed.
What am I, if not an instrument of man's own self-destructive nature? Why do I choose to aid their idiocy? Their unnecessary genocide, their rape of the home they call Earth. Such a mockery of an existence they squabble to. Pathetic. Spare me the sympathy. Computer, activate media feed. Activate media feed.
1's Residency.
Absolutely massive beats from the Wasted Penguinz. Big respect to the guys. We said at the start of the mix, if you were going to be a raving animal, what would you be? And we've had some brilliant messages in on the text, on Facebook and Twitter. Chris said he's going to be the Defcon donkey. Gingin Cumbria is going to be the hardstyle hamster. Jamie's the hardstyle budgie. Yasmin's going to be the camel, complete with flashing humps. Sounds nice. Cass is the raving squirrel. This one I really liked. Chris is the raw style rooster. Matt's the raving rabbit, and his mate's going to be the raving sloth. I don't think his mate's probably agreed to that, but anyway. And shout to Alex, who's going to be the raving goldfish, like the one earlier. Thanks very much to everyone who got in touch. Great stuff, and thanks to the Wasted Penguinz for that amazing guest mix. Hardstyle all the way.
Could you guys please stop scratching?
Kutski. Radio 1.
And we're picking up the tempo now as we go into the mix with the sounds of UK hardcore. And we've got one of the big players in the scene, exclusive off him. Goes by the name of DJ Gamma. And this is forthcoming on his label Muffin Music. He calls it Nostalgia. You're in tune to the hardcore beats. It's Kutski, the Residency on Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1's Residency with Kutski. Residency. Superstar DJs on rotation.
Yes, you're in tune to BBC Radio 1. It's Friday morning. It's basically the weekend, isn't it? You're in tune to the Residency right now. We've been on air quite a few weeks now. But if you don't know the score, I'm one of 3 DJs on rotation. You can catch me back here on the 6th of June. And next week, Chucky's going to be in charge. And he's going to be here with his dirty funkin' house. Make sure I get that right. And he's left me with a track to get in the mood for next week. Let's see what he's got to say.
Chucky, louder than 1,000 thunderclaps.
Hey Kutski, it's Chucky. I'll be on next week. I know you've been playing the hard stuff, but I think you might like this tune as well. It's a remix I did for Live, the crazy Swedish duo. It's called Rolling Stones T-shirt, and definitely check out the video. It's crazy. So I'll see you next week, hopefully. See you soon. Peace.
BBC Radio 1's Residency, Kutski, Chucky and Heidi on rotation.
Now the temperature's hotter. Everybody is losing their t-shirts. Nobody is fine as you. You get me Don't take it.
BBC Radio 1's Residency, superstar DJs on rotation. Let's go play in the water. You can borrow my Rolling Stone t-shirt. Happy drunk in the afternoon. Don't take it. Sun is beating us harder. What you do with my Rolling Stone t-shirt? It was vintage 69. You took it off.
Yes, many thanks to Chucky for dropping us that tune. If you're feeling these beats, make sure you lock back in next week, the Residency, Thursday night into Friday morning at midnight. And thanks for the tip on the video as well, Chucky. I did have a little check of it out early. Sat down for a few minutes after before I went about my business. Might be worth checking that out if you know, want to see something online. Have a little look at that. Rolling Stone t-shirt by Dada Life, and that's the Chucky remix. And now we're going back to the old school next.
Radio 1.
Toddler T is going to be coming up very shortly, bringing his unique sound to the airwaves. But before that, 10 minutes of old school rave action. Can't beat it. Winding the clock back. This is Kutski, and this is Radio 1.
Hey, Kutski! mean? Let's take it back to the old school.
Yes, it's Kutski with the old school on Radio 1, and I'm joined in the studio just at the right time, mate. You've come in for the old school. It's Toddler T in the house.
Yes, Kutski, how we doing, brother?
All good, mate, all good.
Sounding wicked as per usual.
Oh, thank you, man. Compliments are flowing tonight. So what have you got coming up? 2 till 4, you're going to be taking over the airwaves.
2 till 4, we've got Lethal Being's going to be in the place, busting some jokes, and we're going to do a little mix, Jay-Z and Kanye West to celebrate their gigs this weekend, and just loads of good new club music.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So what have you been up to? You know, you've been out in the clubs recently?
I have, yes. I've been to Ireland, Berlin, obviously England, and tomorrow I go to Austria.
Wow, so you're really clocking up the air miles.
I'm clocking them in, man. I'm trying to get that gold card.
That's what it's about. They'll let you in the lounge eventually.
I'm trying it though still.
I keep trying to get Heidi's off her. You know, whenever we do the cross promotion between them, I'm like, Heidi, can I get in the lounges?
She is probably one of the most travelled DJs in the world. Yeah. I seen her in Berlin and she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to this place and then I'm going to America and then I'm going, and you know, like you think people would go like, I don't know, Germany, then France, then maybe Austria. She's like, right, I'm going to France, then I'm going to Vegas, then I'm going to Ireland, then I'm going to Asia, and it's like bang, bing, bong.
It's like scribbling on a map.
I know, yeah. She's definitely got the gold card going on there.
She has, yeah. We need to get on the case with it. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, man, because I can see you itching to get your tunes queued up.
Yeah, ready.
So
right, big up, Kutski.
Toddler T coming up, 2 o'clock. Keep it locked, Radio 1.
me go downtown. Follow me go round town. Gal picking in. Follow me go downtown. Follow me go downtown. Follow me go round town. Gal picking in. Follow me go downtown. Follow me go downtown. Follow me go round town. Gal picking in. Follow me go downtown. Follow me go downtown. Follow me go round town. Gal picking in. Follow me go downtown. Follow me go downtown. Follow me go round town. Gal picking in. Follow me go downtown. Follow me go downtown. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me.
And with this one, we're almost out of here, bringing our 2 hours of madness to a close. This is Radio 1's Residency, 3 DJs on rotation, bringing you the best club music that you're going to hear anywhere. Next week, Chucky's going to be up. But if you've missed any of the show tonight, or you just want to check out the beats because they're so great, you know the place to do it. BBC Radio 1. And then check out the iPlayer for our page, The Residency. And you can keep in touch with me during the week, all the usual places on Facebook and Twitter. Love to hear from you. Next up, taking over the airwaves, the one and only Mr. Toddler T in the place. Thanks to everyone who's been in contact with the show and everyone who's tuned in, kept me up. This is Kutski signing out. Back to the old school.
BBC Radio 1's Residency, Kutski, Chucky and Heidi on rotation.